So I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this is, and just want to make it quite clear that this is not, like, this is how it looks. This is going to be my response to the people that have tortured me and my son, and also the response to the people that abused him. So don't think for a second that this is my default mode and that, you know, this is me, because it's extremely frustrating for me to have to step into this mode and be this person. But everybody has that side to them, and I can guarantee you when someone comes for your children, that's what they're going to see. So I'm pretty sure everybody's done with this bullshit and is just over it at this point. So I don't even know what everybody else is seeing out there, because I've been blocked from everything. So I haven't heard a freaking word of this podcast or YouTube channel or whatever it is. But I know that I'm being slandered all over. And I know certain things that people are saying out in public. So I have pieces that I've gone through. My experience has been very different to what everyone would assume. And by no means is this anything about me. In fact, I've had to let go of anything that I want, any desires for outcomes or for justice or any kind of life that I could ever have after this. It's just, there's no wants there. There can't be. So yeah, I'm certainly not doing this to gain anything, trust me. I am possibly, could end up in a grave after this. And that's what happens to these people. People who do speak up and stand up for kids. And I don't want anyone to misconstrue that either and think that we are the weaker force, because that is not the case at all. If anyone gets the highest level of protection, it is kids. And these people are not messing around. So, pretty big mistake, first off. And secondly, all this stuff that happened after, and all these people who wanted to benefit from this situation, I really don't know what's worse. I honestly don't. People who abuse kids or people who support that. So yeah, it's really not my my job to sugarcoat anything. And I just have to be point blank with this, because I'm being put under a great deal of SRA torture. Certain people involved in this, which there is a lot, trust me. People can be blackmailed, people can be threatened, bought. So you name it, there's many different variations to this, I'm sure. And I absolutely have no malice, even towards these traffickers, because that would just expend too much of my energy towards them. And that's not something that I'm going to do. So, and I've been there, trust me. It's been years and years. My throat's going to get messed up. Psychological torture. And when you get to this point, you're a very changed person. So you have to let go of a lot of emotions, and not just let go of them, but I think I've burnt out certain emotions because I've lived in them for so many years. So anger was one. I came very close to doing some serious damage through rage that I felt, because I was walking down the street, with my son, driving in my car with my son, going to see him play basketball. Became a painful experience because everybody would be glaring at me, talking about me. My poor son's out there on the court trying to focus, and he never asked for this. He's a 13-year-old child, and everybody knows who he is, and that's just a disgrace that he's been put in the spotlight for no apparent reason. And I'm sure any parent would be disgusted if their child were made public and made a target, even though he already was a target and was trafficked in 2017. I've shot this video so many times, hundreds, and I can never get to the point where I can put them up. So I've come to a place now where I'm just going to put them up regardless of how I feel about any of it. If the words don't come out right, yeah, there's no other way for me, because I'm really not sure how long I've got, and I'm not saying that in, oh, you know, I'm feeling it and that kind of thing, because I'm a beast, and this is the reason I'm still alive, is I've invoked fear in a lot of these people. So don't get confused, because what they've been selling initially was the fact that I'm a sitting duck, and that I am what I've heard is mutt, informant, I hit my son, you name it. I can't think of any more off the top of my head, but yes, everything they could pull out, they've thrown at me. And when this initially started, all this psychic stuff, because obviously my son, what happened with my son in 2017 continued on, as in we were still being, there were attempts on my life, you know. I was supposed to be taken out the picture, and that took a couple of years, and still didn't come to fruition for them. So I'm pretty good at dodging and maneuvering and throwing down when need be, and there's no way in hell I'm going to sit down and not speak about this. Like, this is it for me now. And I think I've said previously that the only hesitation I had with ever putting these videos up was the fact that my son has to see them. And the ship's really sailed on that one anyway, because everybody is pissing in my son's ear behind my back and blatantly lying to him, which is manipulation when it comes to children. Why would you ever tell a child something that is incorrect? So that's what these people do, and that's where we're at now. And this is the pain that is happening now. And I really wish, well, my throat's really going off. I really wish that people would just remove me from this entire picture, because I'm pretty sure that they've thrown so much dirt on me that even if people were to find out that it was the opposite of that, which it is, that's already done. Like, the damage is already done. And I'm literally just a mother. And it could have been any mother. And it could have been any child. And I really don't care whose child it was. I would still be sitting here doing this. And children don't deserve to have, to be in situations of abuse, but to then have people turn the cheek and turn a blind eye and be complicit and allow that to happen. And I find it reprehensible and disgusting that people have taken it to that level when they had no confirming information. And when I say that, I'm pretty sure the nice puff piece that these people have done on this has been very convincing, because I know the manipulation. I've had them trying to manipulate me through channeling for years. These people have been sharing my mind, and dialogues going 24/7 with them. And yeah, I know it's going to sound like I'm a crazy person, but it's the actual truth. And for anyone out there who has eyes to see, they can see that, because I'm an open book psychically. I made myself an open book. I have nothing to hide, not in this life, not in any life. I really don't see the point of that. That's not acceptance and non-judgment, which is exactly what we need here, and is the underlying theme in, you know, spirituality and ascension, is, you know, non-judgment and acceptance of people and their differences. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked. So where I'm at now, and the reason that whether I'm here on this planet or whether they take me off the planet, in other words, you know, take me out, I'm not going anywhere. And this is work I'm still going to continue to do, is assisting children, because without them, we are nothing. Like, we're gone. We're a lost civilization, okay? And not just that, but I find it repugnant that people prey on little innocent beings, you know? So it's time for these people to be shown what kind of grunt is really behind these kids. And I'm not the only one. And I've been targeted seriously heavily, you know, to the point where, yeah, they're sending all sorts of dark stuff at me, and it's laughable at some point. But what is, like, even funnier is the dialogues. Like, I just cannot get over the fact that these people are so adolescent in their mindset. It's been actual years, probably 4 years, which is an incredibly long time. And 4 years ago, mind meld or a psychic connection or whatever you want to call it, and I'm just a normal person, so this stuff is insane to me as well, and was a real shock. Obviously, it's not something I expected. A psychic connection was formed with the person that abused my son, and you can't think of anything more fucked up than that. You just can't. So obviously he was connected to all these people, and corrupt. And yeah, the alarm bells went off, and all of a sudden he became a prized possession for them, having this kind of inside information. And we're all very unique in the sense that we all have access to different, you know, wisdom, knowledge that our soul may have acquired, or frequencies. We all have a unique frequency. Like, that's our energy, how it feels to other people, right? And people are targeted for specific reasons for that. And while I'm on the topic of frequency and energy, there have been people that I have felt nothing from, and I'm really, like, confused about that, whether that's yeah, it could be a whole nother topic, because things have gone absolutely insane here, like insane to the point where it is sounding far-fetched, but way past that now. We are way past that. It's been proven, you know, a lot of this stuff has just been proven now. And also, having said that, there are many people out there that are witnesses to what has happened. I can't guarantee that they're all still alive, but there are many people, because I did make a really big mess when they came for us. And I made sure that there were lots of witnesses. Because, you know, turning a blind eye, being quiet, hiding things. You really think our kids deserve that? For us not to stand up and actually be, I mean, the term guardian says it all. You're a guardian for your child. So that's why I'm here. And as painful as it has been, and I can't even barely speak some of this, I'm going to push through that, regardless of how I look, how I sound, what comes out. God, it's already been 15 minutes. And please understand if I repeat things, because I've, like I said, shot this video a few times and I just keep scrapping them, or they don't load, or I have power problems and stuff. Which is another unique part of this, is I'm still dubious about why I was able to post a couple of videos already. And I'm not going to say that I feel unprotected, because I don't like that. But I feel like some things are meant to happen for other things to happen. So I don't spend a lot of time fully in my body when I'm doing this kind of thing, because, you know, obviously that happens when I'm present again. So I do things quite often, I want to say mindlessly, but, you know, just going about the things, doing dinner and doing school pickup, and trying to communicate with my son, who has been manipulated and doesn't understand that I have his back no matter what, and I love him more than anything that ever existed, and I would purge myself, I would obliterate myself for him if it meant that. He was the happiest day of my life, and I felt like I'd been waiting for him to join us. So the fact that these pieces of shit have taken that from him, the closeness that we had, and the way that I was raising him, really triggered them. And at about 3 years ago, they realized that they didn't want my son being raised by me, because I hold divine feminine energy. And they've also tried to destroy that in me by removing everybody from my life and making me step into a protective mode, because I'm the only one that can do it. And I have to step into my masculine, moving, protecting kind of power, you know, that energy. And well, they've had a full day with that as well, the way that I've been carrying myself. Well, this is how a mother carries herself when it comes to pedophiles, okay? And you haven't seen anything, because you haven't physically come for me. So this isn't how a mum, you know, carries herself with her children or with her family or any of that. This is like full siege, under siege. And it can be ugly, like, really, because it has to be. You think of a lion in the wild, and someone tries to grab their cub, attack their cub. What are you going to see? You're certainly not going to want to pat it. So the worst violation, on top of the, I can't even say that word, that starts with an S when it comes to kids, you know what I mean? That kind of feral, disgusting abuse that people inflict on children. All that aside, next level violation is attacking their minds. And I don't know how many kids that they do this to, or all I know is what's happened to us. And the night that happened was, I'm gonna have to stop this, horrifying, just say the words, the most horrifying experience for an 11-year-old, having someone to start communicate with them in their mind. They don't know what's happening. And can you imagine how utterly horrifying that would be for a little child, let alone an adult? And when it happened to me, and this connection started up with Paul, person I was in a relationship with that abused my son initially, before all these other pieces of shit got involved. There were times, I think within the first 2 weeks of having this constant chatter in my head. I mean, sleeping was difficult. They thought it was great. They had this hold on me. They were keeping me awake, torturing me with what they'd done to my son, attacking me on every kind of level mentally, so that I would question everything around me. But yeah, getting back to the point, in the first 2 weeks, I wasn't sure if I would be able to continue to live like that. And did have some really bad thoughts, which I've never had in my entire life before. I'm not afraid of death. I still have more to do here, but you know, if it happens, I'm going, and I'll continue to do what I do. So that's really not a concern. I don't have fear of anything anymore, and that's the key for being absolutely unfuckwithable, is no fear. Fear nothing. Everything is something you can use. Everything. Even the torture. It's going to teach you. So I'm not saying to welcome these things with open arms. These things happen to some people. And when it does, don't let them. You just say no. I said no when they tried to kill me fucking 20 times. Probably more, because I don't know what was going on their end. And yeah, those were some pretty messed up situations. Pretty, like, out of a horror / thriller movie, only worse. Oh, way worse. I can't even believe I just said that. So yeah, this is where we're at now, and this is like me at max level now, because of what they've done to my son's mind and the way that they've destroyed our relationship. And we were extremely close. I really don't care what people think, and I don't care how other people parent. Everybody does it differently. I do not judge other parents, because this job is hard enough without other people projecting onto you the way you should do things, or that you should be better. And I'm talking about just normal, you know, people who are trying to do their best. I'm not talking about pieces of shit who are out there who are inherently evil, who just spend every second of every day trying to fuck someone over. So I've spent years walking around my home, which I know is being surveilled, throwing down you know, like this, but just talking in midair to whoever's watching me, dropping bombs all over, and basically, yeah, strutting around my house like, come for me. And no one ever does. And no one ever fronts up for what they've done. And no one is likely to do anything either. So, you know, children get trafficked and gets covered up. And quite often the parents get taken out or even framed. Like, you don't know how many news stories are completely fraudulent, like completely, that could be an absolute cover-up for someone's covering their asses. Like, I really look at things in a very different way now after what's happened to us, and the fact that they can actually land this, like, and make this work, because I've been a little naive for like a lot of years, thinking that I know the truth and everybody else must know the truth, kind of thing. You know, it's going to come out, and you just can't hide the truth. Like, that's the way it is. It doesn't matter how many lies you tell, like, someone's going to see through it. You're going to slip up. Anything fabricated falls apart. So I've been a little bit naive in that sense, thinking that, yeah, that's what's happening, or that's going to happen. And I can't go and talk to anybody. I could never get help from my son. I tried that a couple of times, and people have been threatened. I can't see doctors. I can't see counsellors. I can't go to the authorities. There's no sort of help. And the second that I do that, I know they're going to slap a mental health brand on me and try and incarcerate me, because they'll want me silenced again. Well, they already do want me silenced. The second I sat down to do this video, like, I found it hard to speak. Excuse me, sorry. And I just don't care anymore. I keep telling myself this is the simplest thing I have to do. The simplest. After everything that's happened to us and everything I've been through, all I have to do is sit here and speak about this. So if I have to see it from that perspective, that this is the easiest thing I'll do, even though it's not, it feels just as difficult as going through all of it, because it's repeating it. And there are many sides to me. You know, there's a professional side to me. There's a wild, crazy side. So there's one thing I'm not, and it's the kind of sit around and talk shit about other people, attack people kind of bitch. Like, that is not me. And that's what's frustrating about having to sit here, because my story is just full of that. Like, it's just full of feral shit and stuff that I wouldn't even really want to repeat. I don't want to own that as my story, unfortunately, but it's there. And so I've got a mental blank. I'm just going to try and find my train of thought again. So, without having like all the exact details, my son was trafficked, and there were 2 officers that were called to the house, and I specifically heard one of them organising this. Just can't believe I'm saying those words out of my mouth. Sorry, sometimes it actually shocks me when I'm speaking. So I'm really hoping that if I just keep talking and talking, because I don't have any social contact, little bits here and there, but there's no one close to me. There's no one I can talk to, vent to, or even be that friend to help out like I used to. I'm hoping the more that I talk, the easier saying some of this stuff will be. Some of the things that I've heard and witnessed might be easier to voice. This is disgusting, and thankfully I'm kind of at a level where I can where I have mastered my emotions to a point where I'm in control. I don't allow my emotions to control me, so I can sort of keep a clear head and stay focused on what needs to be done. And before I stop this, because I'm gonna go and take a moment. I'm not sure if it was intended or if it was just a bonus for them, or if it's the fact that I'm connected to my son, which most parents are. There's like this, I used to tell my son when he was little, there's like an invisible cord that runs from me to you, and that's how mum knows when you're feeling a certain way and if you're okay. So yeah, I'm not sure if it was intended or if it was just the way we're wired, but I can hear everything that they prompt my son to do and say. And I'm still not sure if my son actually thinks that that's his own voice. Because I know it's not. I can hear this person. And sounds to me around his 20s or 30s. Actually, sounds a bit like the person that abused him, Paul. So yeah, if you I thought I might be crazy. Actually, no, I didn't. I knew because obviously the dialogue fits. And that's the thing. Things have to be absolutely concrete for me to take them on board. And yeah, the dialogue is something that cannot possibly be AI. It can't possibly be programming. It is a literal person because of the discussions I've heard and the way I've heard them try and respond, or trying to get my son to respond. So they're basically puppeting him. And I know by me coming out and speaking about this, which is something that I haven't heard discussed, it's I want to use the word unbelievable to think, and that's what it is. It is fucking unbelievable that could actually happen. That anyone would stoop that low, that would step into that. You know what I mean? So serious repercussions for that. I know, like, you're fucked either way you look at it. Violating a child in their conscious field that way, I can't think of anything worse. I really can't. How there's not even a chance to heal. And I know that my son is being indoctrinated indoctrinated by these people. And the kind of stuff that they want these kids to do. And it's fucking sickening. Don't, misinterpret me feeling these kind of emotions when I'm discussing my son for weakness, because that is not what this is. When you're strong enough to dive right into emotions and feel them at their fullest, like when you're actually strong enough to do that and you don't look away and push things aside just because they're too difficult, you want to go right through them. Yeah, that's a strength. That is not a weakness. Not on any level. So I'm just gonna stop.